Hey guys, my name is Max Convexity, and this is a feature called 5 Minute Max, where I spend 5 minutes max talking about options and I do not go over. I've had a couple of these episodes already, and one of them lasted 15 minutes, and the other one I think lasted almost as long. So, anyway, hopefully that's not going to happen with this one. I wanted to illustrate a little 5 minute option lesson today here. Okay. I don't know if you guys watch me, but I like a little momentum. I like to follow a little time frame and place some momentum trades that are in the time frame that I follow. I follow the 30-minute time frame. Yesterday, my what I follow gave a sell signal around midday. So I always just get options for a couple, sometimes 3 days later, 2 or 3 days later. So I bought puts for today. Well, that was a great move, right? Even though the market went sideways the rest of the day yesterday, right when I bought them was pretty much the low of the day, go figure. Then this morning, though, market sold off and started selling off this morning. Well, I got the XSP because those are good for retail traders. They're smaller than the SPX. An SPX option is a gigantic option. There's nothing wrong with it, but what I didn't get the XPS option because I wanted to get more contracts. So my theory is to get multiple contracts. So I got XSP, which is 1/10 of the size. The reason I got multiple contracts is what we're getting ready to see. I had two puts. Okay, I got them for 95 cents a piece. I sold the first one for $2, and I still have the second one. Right? Okay, so this afternoon, about an hour ago, I was looking at my trade. And I bought the 498 put. Yesterday, the put I chose was based on, I chose the 25 Delta. One of my subscribers gave that suggestion. I forget who it was. I wish I remembered. I think it may have been Whistler Brad. Or anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a great suggestion. A lot of people do it. Use the 25 Delta. So yesterday, the market was at about 500 for SPX. I got the 498 put twice. Like I say, the market went straight sideways. So the market, so 498, what do we know about selling options? We always talk about selling options. When you sell options, you have to make more than, the option, when you sell options to lose, the option has to move further than the amount of the premium it brings in. It's the opposite. When you buy an option like I did, I need the thing to move further than the 95 cents I paid for it. So I paid, so it's the strike was 498. I paid 98 cents for it. So I need 497 before I even break even. About an hour ago, it was at 496, right? So that's worth $2 intrinsically. And it expires in a few hours. So yeah, I always believe anytime it's to always buy multiple options. And if you can ever get it to double in price, sell half the position. So this is what I would call a free runner, because I didn't know if the market was going to bounce into the close. If it would have bounced into the close and I wouldn't have sold half the position, sure, which is what it would have done. Which is exactly what it would have done. Hang on, I was trying to show but now I put myself in a position because of selling and taking a profit where even if it does bounce, no matter what it bounces to, it's a bulletproof trade. So anyway, now here's my next decision to make. My next decision is, the market's not bouncing. It looks like it's going to, the other part is if the market keeps selling off, I still have one option. That's why it's called a runner. It's going to run for me. But hopefully, for my runner's sake, hopefully the market closes on lows. So let's look back here. Well, it's not looking real great now. It's close to lows now, but it's not on the dead lows, but it's also about 30 minutes left in the day. So, and in the week, it's going to close probably on the lows of the week and the day today. That's what the bears are trying to push it to. So now one encouraging thing I will say is VIX is less and less. So it's bullishly converging or bullishly diverging. So there's not as much appetite for insurance down here. So maybe that's a good sign of things to come. But anyway, so the next decision I have to make is at the end of the day, when this expires in 30 minutes, right before it expires, I'm going to take it off and take whatever profit I have. And then I'm going to decide, looks like I spent about 200. I'm going to make about 400 or 500. So then I'm going to decide, do I want to put the 400 or 500 in my pocket, take the original 200 from the investment and the profit and put it all in my pocket? Do I want to let just the profit roll into some puts for next week? Do I want to keep this going? And you bet your ass I do. Because look at this. Yeah, it could turn around, but it's free money for one thing. So it's not only I have a runner for one on the one lot that I have, I'm going to add it. I'm going to run it in. I'm going to turn that runner into a runner for next week in case we keep losing momentum. And in this case, I'm going to pyramid. I'm going to decide to put the entire amount, the original 200 that I invested this week, that 200 plus the entire profit. So what I'm going to do is right at the end of the day, we can do it now. We can do it now. Let's look into this. So I'll do it in option strat, and then I'll go do it in tasty trade here in a second. All right, let me make sure everything looks good. All right, so let's see. Let's look out there, but really, I just like to go a couple days at a time. So Monday. So let's go into Tuesday in case it bounces Monday. Let's go into Wednesday. Let's buy another day. So watch this. I think this is what I typically look for. I look for Wednesday, and then I'll look for long. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Build long put, XSP into Wednesday, long put. Okay, now I've been looking for the 25 delta. There's the 49 delta, so it's going to be further out of the money. There's the 26 delta. That's the one I used today, and it was, it seemed to work. I forget who told me about that, but that's just a good method just to go with. I used to just always go 2 strikes out of the money or 1 strike out of the money. It's a good way to do it this way too, to just put a delta on it, because then as volatility changes, you'll go, your trade will change too. So what I want to do is those cost $153 a piece. So I could get 3 of them. It's going to cost about $450, which it looks is about what I'm going to make off that other trade. So basically I have a risk-free shot into if it keeps selling off next week. Now, if it gets really shitty next week, this money, this $500 could turn into, 2,000 or 3,000, and it all started with just a 2-lot option trade. So that's kind of the way I trade and the way I manage options. I just try to keep it going in the direction. I try to lock in my profit and keep the momentum going, or keep the trade going in the direction of the momentum. I hope that helped you guys. I don't know. I probably went over 5 minutes. Who knows? You guys have a good day.